we're gonna do a really cool project tonight. I got this really neat little banner from the Target dollar spot. I've taken it apart. It came with the string and everything, but I untied the string and took it apart so that I can paint it. So let's get started. This came from the dollar spot at Target. They came, I know the lighting is kind of bright, but they came with 10 stars. Half of them are painted white and half of them are left natural. And they probably look about the same with this crazy bright ring light on. But these are already painted white. So keep in mind that 5 of these are already painted white. So we're going to do red stripes on those. And then we're going to paint the natural ones blue. And I've got this stuff, I think she's watching, Jennifer Ferguson from Artistic Painting Studio sent me some foils. And I'm excited to try them out. She did a demonstration in our Painters Clubhouse showing how to use foils. You use glue and the foils and it creates a really cool like metallic look. So we're going to try these out tonight. If you guys have never used foils before to craft, this is going to blow your mind. You ready? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and paint stripes with glue first. There's a special kind of adhesive you have to use. It's not permanent. It's not like, what am I trying to say? It's not like Mod Podge. Once it dries, it's very tacky and sticky, and that's what we want. We want it to be tacky and sticky so that the foils will stick to it. So I'm just going to use this special adhesive, and if you want to get any of this stuff, the foils, the adhesive, you can order it from my link, and you can get it from Jennifer's shop, Artistic Painting Studio. I'm just painting stripes right across the center of these stars freehand with a brush, and I'm just painting the glue on there so that when we go to put the stripes, it will only stick to my glue stripes. I know it's kind of weird, but this is how it works. So just trust me, just go with it. So we're just going to paint stripes real quick. And while I got you here, if you guys have not signed up for our free webinar that we are doing on Sunday night, be sure and say link and go and register for the webinar. It is absolutely free, and we are going to be teaching you how to use Facebook Live to sell more door hangers and to build your door hanger business. And so this is kind of a little intro, a little taste, if you will, into what the Paint to Profit membership that opens next week will be all about. So if you have a door hanger business and you've been wanting to grow it into a real profitable business, then Paint to Profit is what you need. And you can go and sign up after you go through the webinar. So be sure and sign up for the free webinar on Sunday night. And I will share all of my knowledge with you about Facebook Lives and how I use them to grow my door hanger business. Okay, this is moving pretty quickly, and these stripes are probably not very straight, but you know, my banner, my star banner, when it hangs up is not going to be hanging super straight, so I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just painting stripes with the glue, and then once that dries, we will go back and foil on top of the glue, and your mind is going to be blown. Have any of you guys tried foils before? If you have, let us know in the comments. I'm curious. Foils are kind of a way of, it's kind of like painting, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like Mod Podging, really, or napkinizing, but with a different medium. And of course, the foils are metallic looking, which is even neater. Okay, last one. We're going to let those dry while we paint our other stars blue. And the foiling will be last, because we have to let this glue get nice and dry so that it's tacky. If it's wet, the foil won't stick to it properly and the project will not go right. So we have to have it dry so that the glue is nice and tacky. And anywhere you put the glue, the foil is going to be transferred. So you need to make sure you only put the glue where you want it. Okay. Y'all can't see that. Okay, we're going to put these white ones aside. These are all natural, unpainted. So we're just going to paint these really quick with blue. I'm going to use, hang on, I forgot to grab an egg carton. Oh, here they are. Got them right under the table. Should I use Victorian blue or true blue? This is probably more of an old school patriotic color. But we're working with sparkly stuff, so I think I'm going to go with the Victorian blue, just because it's almost a little bit more navy, so it's probably a little closer to a real flag color. This is called Victorian Blue by Decor. It's kind of a, I don't know, it reminds me of like a vintage blue, like a denim blue. And I'm just going to get a big flat tip brush, and we're going to paint this on there. And then we'll do the glue on top of this to do stars, and we're going to foil some silver stars. This should go rather quickly as long as my glue dries quickly. We may have to get the hairdryer out after it to speed things up. And then once it's completely done, I can string it back on the string that came with the banner. I just figured it was way easier to paint and foil on these little stars if they were not hanging on the string. So that's why I took them off. Our Painters Clubhouse group this week painted little ceramic trucks, and they did such a good job. It's been so fun to see all the little ceramic trucks that they're posting in the clubhouse. Everybody's painting them different colors. But I taught that tutorial on Monday night. So if you're interested in Painters Clubhouse, that group teaches you how to paint door hangers, and occasionally we do fun stuff like painting ceramics or teaching techniques like hand lettering or different kinds of painting techniques. And we did foils once a couple of weeks ago. But if you want to join Painters Clubhouse, it opens back up August 25th. So circle that on your calendar, August 25th. And the Paint to Profit membership will teach you how to take what I've taught you with painting door hangers and turn it into a business. And that opens next week on June 22nd. So be sure and take the sign up for the free webinars that we're doing Sunday night. That is kind of the intro into it, and it teaches you how to use Facebook Live to grow your business. Let's dry this real quick. I've got cords galore hanging here. Okay, that did not take long at all. Okay, I've got a little makeup sponge, and we're going to put the glue on these blue stars so that it can go ahead and be drying. And I used my Cricut to just cut out a little tiny star pattern from cardstock. So that's what I'm going to be using. And I'm using a makeup sponge, and I'm going to quickly, as best I can, try to stencil this glue onto the star stencil without making a big mess, because I've already got it all over my hands. So I'm laying my stars out here. I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can, and I'm using my little makeup sponge. Is that going to work? No, that's not going to work. Okay, forget the makeup sponge idea. We're going to try a brush. And we're just going to try to work quickly. Oops, I moved the stencil and it did have a little bit on there. Okay, hopefully this project turns out good. This is my first time truly doing a foil project like this. So I'm just foiling with, I'm not foiling. I'm stenciling on the glue first. And then we're going to let the glue dry. So I'm just tapping the glue on top of my star stencil so that I will have little star-shaped glue spots on my stars. Stars on my stars. How confusing is that? And I'm just using a regular little paintbrush to do this because I thought the sponge was going to work, and I realized the sponge was kind of like sticking to everything. So it was not working well. Okay, one star down. I think that's gonna look pretty good. You guys can't see that, but I can, maybe you can. You can see the little stars, see kind of shining on my stars on my star. Okay, one down, 4 more to go, and then we'll start foiling when it dries, if it's dry. If it's not, we will break out the hairdryer. This could get messier as I go. Because the more I do this, the more glue will be on my cardstock, and then the cardstock will stick to my hand. So we're just going to try to work as fast as we can here. Sorry, I'm not reading comments. This is a labor-intensive project that's going to require my direct attention. So y'all feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and I will engage with you momentarily. one went much faster, and my stars are not perfect. Hang on. I gotta fix this one star. It's really bad. I must not have gotten to the edges. Okay. We're just gonna like go with it, and if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. It's just how it's gonna have to be. So you could paint your stars on with silver paint if you like, but because I had the foils, and I ordered these foils a few weeks ago, and I saw Jennifer when I was at my mastermind trip in Myrtle Beach, and Jennifer's like, Tamara, why haven't you used your foils yet? And I'm like, I'm saving them for the perfect project. Does anybody else do that? Do you save things like that you don't have very much of in your craft room because you're waiting for the perfect project to use it on? And that's the way I felt about these foils. I'm like, I need the perfect project. Well, I finally found the perfect project. Jennifer's like, I can always send you more if you like accidentally use it on a project you know, should have saved it for another one. I'm like, but no, but then I would have to wait for it to come in the mail. And what if I decide in the middle of the night that I want to just suddenly foil something and I don't have the foils I wanted? By the way, y'all, they have foils in all kinds of really cool patterns. This is starting to stick to my hands. They have leopard print foils. They have striped foils. They have some with like, all of them are really shiny for the most part. And some of them look holographic and glittery. So there's something for everybody. Okay, last star. Last one. Thank goodness, because this cardstock is starting to stick to my hands. This would probably work even better if I had a reusable stencil, but this is just a little cardstock stencil that I made like 2 seconds ago on my Cricut. So I'm literally throwing this project together. But sometimes the best projects come out like that. Just tossed together. Okay, we're about to get to the fun part. You ready? We're gonna foil next. This has to dry real quick. And that star did not make it. Bless your heart. We're gonna fix you. Hold on. Okay. This may turn out, it may not. We will see. But the ideal and the concept is really cool. And I gotta get a baby wipe after my fingertips, or I'm gonna have foil on my nails. Because I can already feel the glue drying on my fingertips. And it's gonna make a big mess. We're gonna set the blue ones aside to dry for a moment. And we're gonna move back to the white ones that have the stripes on them. Okay, we need to make sure that they are dry as can be. There's a spot that's not so dry. I think for the most part they are though. Like there's only a couple of spots. So let's get out our hairdryer and make sure. That's what you want. You want them to like stick to your finger when you go to pick them up, because the tackiness is what's going to grab the foils. Okay. But you also don't want the stickiness to be stuck on your fingers. So even though I've been touching them, my fingers don't feel sticky. All right. Look how pretty this is, y'all. It's red, it's glittery, it's sparkly. Okay. We're going to start one by one here. Let's just start with this one. And we're going to put our foil red side up, shiny side down on top of our star. And then we're just going to press to kind of smash it on there as best we can. We're trying to flatten it out on top of that glue. And you're just gonna rub, rub, rub. I may be missing a step here, so please tell me I'm not, Jennifer, if you're watching. Jennifer's the one who knows all about the foils. And she kind of loosely taught me this technique, so hopefully I don't botch it here on Facebook Live in front of all of you. I'm just trying to make sure. Oh, I do remember she said to take your brush. That's not a very stiff brush, though. I don't know how well that's gonna work. But you're supposed to kind of tap, tap, tap so that it gets the foils down in like all the crevices of the glue. Okay, are we ready? This might be a big, really cool reveal, or it might be botched. here we go. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Oh, there's a couple spots where it didn't stick as good. I don't think it's gonna matter though. It might look really cool anyway, because it might look like vintage if it's not perfect. Very cool. Look at that. Can you see that? It's not perfect, but it does look kind of like, it looks almost like it's on purpose. Okay, she says she uses a plastic bristle scrub brush and you scrub the surface. Kind of like what you would scrub dishes with, Jennifer? Like a pot scrubber? I can go get one. Look. It took just the stripes away from my thing. Okay, next one. Let me know, Jennifer, if it's a pot scrubber, I can go grab one from the kitchen. I have this thing. This might work. This is like a really cruddy paintbrush. We're just going to use what we can. Oh, I think it's working, the scrubbing technique. I can see it like lifting off of the backing of the foil and onto the wood. Like it's starting to be transparent on this side. This little rubbing technique is working. Okay. Very cool. There's another one. It's also a little bit vintage looking, but it covered better than the last one. Okay, next. This is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Take out your frustrations on the foil. I didn't realize you could get so rough with these. They feel so delicate, like they would rip really easily. But really, I mean, I'm kind of being really rough with it, and it's working. Yeah, baby. I can see it lifting up off the backing. So something I'm doing is working. You gotta put some elbow grease into it. Whew, I'm getting hot. Getting a workout in here. This is so stinking cool. Okay, I think I got all but that little spot right there. Okay. Whew. You love my expectation. There's another one. Very cool. Okay, here we go. We got 3 stars down. Jennifer said you can use this stuff on practically anything. So just think of all the fun things we could foil. I even foiled my credit card, you guys. My Cricut scraper. I think so, but it almost needs something with like a rough texture. Otherwise, I could just like, I guess I could use like the bottom of the paintbrush. That's kind of working, actually. What was I saying? I foiled my credit card because I had 2 cards that were both like Capital One, and one was for business and one was for personal, and they, get off me, they looked way too much alike. So I was like, how can I make these look different? And at first I thought paint, and then I was like, no, paint won't ever like stay. And then I remembered the foil, and so I foiled it with leopard colored foil. It was the coolest thing ever. Ta-da! This is so easy, so easy. Let's see if I have enough on this corner. I'm all like, don't want to waste it. I want to use, I guess it doesn't matter though, because like I could always pick it up and put it back down in another spot. This stuff's pretty forgiving because I'm prone to messing stuff up, and this is working pretty well. I'm probably doing this all wrong, so just close your eyes, Jennifer. We're gonna do it Tamara's way. Okay, and then there was one tiny little spot on the corner, I think, maybe. No, maybe not. Okay. That one's kind of vintagey looking. All right, so let me see if I can get a little closer and show you guys these. I'm gonna come around the table and hold them up in the light a little better. Can y'all see that? Very cool. I kind of like the distressed look, even though it's not supposed to be that way. Yes, it is a special glue. And it is sold by Artistic Painting Studio. So when you buy the foils, you can buy the glue. It's in a little tub, and the glue has to be, it has to be like tacky after it's dry. Okay, so if you're just now logging on, we painted these blue earlier, and then we, hold on. We stenciled on the glue and made stars. So you can kind of see the little stars? Those are glue spots, and they're tacky to the touch. A little bit. Hopefully they're tacky enough. And now we're gonna get our silver foil, and we're going to put it on top of our stars. And hopefully this works. It's harder to see the stars than it is to see the stripes that I was doing earlier. Cross your fingers again. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I can't tell. It was easier to tell with the red because I could see when it was starting to come off on the back. It's harder to see on the silver. So I don't know. Worst case scenario, we can always paint silver stars with paint if this doesn't turn out like I wanted it to. Oh, holy moly! This is so cool. Look. Look at the little foil stars. I'm so impressed. I did not, look how hot my face is from all this work. It's not that hard. I think I'm just stressing because I'm like, what if it didn't turn out right and everybody's watching? Okay, next one. This is the coolest thing ever, y'all. So shiny too. Next. Does anybody have any questions? I will do my best to answer them if you do. Otherwise, I will, if I miss one, I'll go back and answer it afterwards. We'll have to put this one on the blog. Did you guys know I have a blog, by the way? I do. southern-adornmentsdecor.com/blog. We've had a blog post today about crafting on a budget. Target dollar spot is budget crafting, y'all. Ta-da! Silver stars. That's 3 down, 2 to go. And when we're done, we will add some little embellishments on them with like paint pens or something. I should have put Charlie to bed before I did this. I kind of forgot, and now she's up playing and enjoying getting to stay up too late. Last star, folks. If I get it in the light just right, I can see where the glue is, where it's sticking to the glue. That helps. Oh, I missed one. This reminds me a little bit of, do you guys remember the little transfer things that we used to do when we were kids? You would get like a little orange stick, like a little wooden orange stick, and you would transfer the words to something. Whoops, I kind of messed this one up. I rubbed a little too hard and transferred some extra silver and made a mess, but oh well. This one turned out really good. And you can see like the stars have a little bit of a hologram look to them. So what I'm going to do, since I messed this one up, is just take a little bit of paint and get a little brush and just touch up on top of where the foils kind of got off and made a mess. And I've got silver in places that I didn't want silver. So we're just going to paint over that. No big deal. Just touch it up. Okay, there we go. All right, now these are the red ones we did earlier with red on white. And we are going to use our paint pens. I may do black on white and white on black. Or, just ignore that, that didn't make any sense. I'm going to take my black paint pen and just do kind of like a cute little outline around the edges. This is the Posca paint pen, medium size. And we're just going around the edges and adding a real simple outline to just tie it together. If you guys have any questions about foils, Jennifer Ferguson, I think she was on the live earlier, can answer questions about foils. She does foils quite often on her Facebook page, Artistic Painting Studio. So if you want to see more projects done with foils, go follow her. I don't do them that often, but I thought this was a really great project to try them on since it's technically a smaller piece. I was intimidated to try it on a large door hanger starting out, so this was a good starter project. And in just a moment, we will string them back on the garland. And we'll hold it up so you can see it. I don't have any patriotic decor up so far. I'm like ashamed because I'm usually decorated patriotic already by now. I think I'm just so confused because this feels like the longest summer ever with school letting out so early. We barely even know what day of the week it is around here. Last one. There we go. Now we can string them back on the string that they originally came on. There's 10 of them, so we're just going to alternate white and blue, white and blue. This may be a little more difficult than I thought it would be. Oh, I know. Here, we'll get smart and use a piece of tape around the edge of that string so that it's not so hard to poke through the holes. Sometimes I have good ideas. Just gonna roll that up around the string. Cut the excess. Trim that. Now, we should be able to thread it like shoelaces. Should being the operative word there. There we go. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, but still. Okay. One down. Let's see, I need to make sure I've got them going the same direction on every one or it's going to mess it up. Now red. You could totally make these yourself if you have scrap wood laying around. Just cut out your own little stars. You're usually already decorated too, but you had a hard time with you had graduation stuff. I understand that. We didn't really have any graduates in our house this time, but next year I'm gonna have an 8th grader graduating, a 5th grader graduating, and a kindergartner graduating kindergarten. That is if we ever get to go back to normal school. We shall see. I'm hoping and praying we do. This was Charlie's first year. She was going to be so excited to start kindergarten. So if they don't get to go back to regular school, she's going to be heartbroken. Because she was so excited. She thought she was really big stuff getting to go to kindergarten. I left tape off the edge a little and then punch it to point like a needle. That's kind of what I did, but I must not have wrapped the tape quite tight enough. It needed to be just a smidge tighter. But it's all right. It's not moving too slowly. Sometimes it has trouble. I think some of these holes must be just a tiny bit smaller than others. Okay, blue is next. I've got a flower banner hanging up in my kitchen right now, so I need to take that down and put this one up. And just trim it a little bit, and then maybe it'll go through the hole a lot faster. There we go. Okay, last one, I believe. Thank you. Come on now. Last hole. There we go. Okay. Let me get them straightened up here a little bit. Maybe. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to slide them down just a little bit to kind of even them out, but I'm proud of this. It turned out really good, considering I had never really done foils before on a project. Look how cute this is. Can y'all see it? See the sparkle and the shine? Look at this. Look how cute, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and if you haven't gone to your Target dollar spot yet, go run right now and see if they have any of these left on the dollar spot. But either way, you can go and buy some of this glue at my affiliate link. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I'll see you again here tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for Friday Fab 5. See you soon. Bye, y'all.